Hello, everyone. This is Phoenix Tremaine, and today we're going to be talking about the affairs happening on General Hospital. We're going to give the full breakdown and predictions on how this drama will proceed in the future. But first, if you haven't done so, please take a minute to subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please hit that like button because it helps out the channel a lot. It's free to do, and it costs you nothing. It just, except for a few seconds. And so if you do that, I appreciate it. And thank you in advance. Also, we have a membership where you get exclusive videos, early access to videos, such as this one, because this is the type of video is definitely going to go into the member section first. And then we're going to debate about it on our live this Friday and just have a good time. So if you want to give the membership a try, we'd love to have you. Now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the affairs on General Hospital. Now, when if you watch me regularly, then you know that back in the day, I kept making the comment that Drew and Willow were constantly together. That Willow was in scenes, it was in more scenes than she was with Michael. And I kept going, And then there were people in the comment section, oh, Michael and Willow are such a good couple. She would never cheat on him. She's such a good girl, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, I'm like, okay, so I keep seeing, as you can see in this picture right here, this is the episode where Willow and Drew were at the pool. And of course, any reason, take his shirt off. And Nina showed up. So this was pretty much letting the audience know that this triangle was coming, the Nina Drew Willow triangle. And I was correct because it did happen. Not only did it turn out that people also said I was wrong when I said that Nina and Drew, it looked like they were probably going to end up getting together after the writers changed. And that also happened. So I kept wondering, okay, they're putting Drew and Nina together. They always have Willow and Drew together. Are they really going to have mother and daughter fighting over a man? It is a soap opera. And yes, that's exactly what happened. Before you knew it, Drew was kissing Willow and in the same episode, kissed her mother too on the 4th of July. And while this was all happening, we had Sasha and Cody. Their relationship was building. He saved Sasha from Dr. Montague. And then after months and months and months of them, will they or won't they end up kissing. And finally, he was like, okay, some traction with this whole Willow and Cody situation. And then they flipped the script on us, which didn't make any sense. All of a sudden, Holly was Sasha's mother, and that she said that Robert was Sasha's father, which meant Willow and Cody were first cousins. And there's a little thing that I also know has happened that I don't think Robert is actually going to be turn out to be Willow's father. I mean Sasha's father, because if you remember when Holly talked to Robert and he said that there was going to be another DNA test, and I think it was with the WSB or something like that. Holly made a cryptic phone call, and I bet you she called Brennan, and Brennan had the DNA results changed. So, and also Brennan's acting weird about these diamonds too. So, I think there's going to be a Holly and Brennan connection. And so, with that, Sasha, crushed, had to tell Cody what she thinks is the truth, that Robert is her father, which would be his uncle and would make them first cousins. And so Sasha was devastated that the man that she had fallen in love with over the past year turned out to be her first cousin. But at the same time, we had, since Willow and Drew were kissing, actually kissed twice, Michael eventually found out the truth. And this caused him to end up with Sasha in a one night stand, or, well, we can't say it's a one night stand because we know he's going to find out that even more things are going on between Drew and Willow. So Sasha was hurting, Michael were hurting. They used to date. They both got drunk and they ended up in bed together. And she let him know that Willow didn't just kiss Drew once, Willow kissed Drew twice. And Michael confronts Willow and tells Willow, tell me the truth about what happened. And he was like, oh, so you did one kiss? And she's like, yeah, just one kiss, because Drew convinced her not to come clean with the whole truth. And this is when something stunning happened that confused the hell out of me. Why Drew knew his wife was lying to his face, kissing his uncle, and then bam, next thing you know, the clothes are coming off and they're doing the deed. Why? I said, why would Michael and Willow do it when instead of him confronting her with, well, I know you kissed him more than once. So what about that? And my question was answered in the very next episode because Drew, well, let me actually read this to you how I wrote it because I kind of like the way I wrote it. The next day, news of Sam's passing comes out, and Willow puts on some Marvin Gaye because she wants to give Drew some you know what healing. When things like this happen, we usually end up with a who's the daddy storyline. Willow and Drew had a spur of the moment whoopee, which means they probably didn't use protection. Also, when Sasha and Michael got together, it was highly unlikely that they used protection either because they were drunk. So when they're drunk, you're hurting and you want to have some revenge, you know what? Revenge whoopee, then yeah, nobody's thinking about condoms. Drew was probably thinking about, well, I need to hurry up and get it in because she might change her mind. That to me is the look on his face right now. But I also want to say that when I wrote this and I thought about that Marvin Gaye song, Whoopee Healing, I can't say certain words on YouTube, but seeing this picture, maybe I should have chose Genuine's Pony. Maybe that would have been the better song to make a joke about them doing the deed. So when I want to make some predictions for what comes next, because Willow will most likely find out that she's pregnant and she doesn't know who the father is. Is it going to be Drew or is it going to be Michael? Because she did the deed with both of them in less than 24 hours. So is she pregnant by her husband or is she pregnant by his uncle? Willow will most likely be pregnant by Drew because that is the most controversial route to go. So any good writer would, go that route because Michael now knows that, she's not just, had a couple of kisses with his uncle. Michael knows that they went on ahead and did the whole deed in the baby's room on the floor, and it was funny watching this scene because he picked up his phone and it was like the monitor, the baby uh, monitor let him know there was motion detected and it recorded, what it saw. But Drew was in there before Willow actually was in there walking around. So that should have been a motion detected video of just Drew in the room. But the only video was the one that counted, which was Drew and Willow finally giving into their attraction to one another. And I'm shocked that Michael still has not, let either one of them know them have it, even though yes, I know Scott was there. But eventually Willow's got to come back to her husband's bed. And he knows that, She didn't wash or nothing. She didn't brush her teeth. She didn't gargle. She probably got still drew sweat all over her. She said she just like went out the back and was going to pretend like she came in. So I'm like, is she going to try to kiss him with her mouth? Really? Is that what we're doing today, Willow? Is she going to try to take a quick shower before she gets in bed with her husband after being with his uncle? I mean, let us know. Inquiring minds want to know. But I'll move on. Sasha also was a character that lost a child, and so it is highly likely that after all the grief and turmoil Sasha had over losing her baby, that it is a good chance she'll end up having Michael's child. And I will be the first to say that I always liked Sasha and Michael together. I've always liked Sasha and Michael together, and I've always wanted them to get back together. So this is a storyline I'm interested in because I can't see Mike, even though Michael had an affair first, his wife technically was also having an affair by kissing his uncle and lying to him. So he may have had a drunken reaction, but the very next day, she went ahead and did what she wanted to do too. So there's no good, person in this scenario, even though if you had to pick one, it would be Michael, because Michael was basically innocent with his wife and uncle behind his uncle who was like his best friend next to Jason, you know, they were best friends. You haven't seen a scene with Michael and Jason in forever. But he's been in lots of scenes with Mike with Drew, and they're in business together and everything. So that's a double betrayal. Your uncle and your wife. So yeah, I know a lot of you are like, oh, well, Michael shouldn't have done what he did. Well, Willow shouldn't have done what she did either. And she lied to him. So, do two wrongs make a right? Sometimes. Um, So we're going to move on to other possibilities because I have a out of left field prediction. Well, first, I will say because somehow, some way, whether Michael dumps Willow or Willow finds out about Sasha or Sasha being pregnant and they break up or whatever, of course Willow's going to feel free to go on ahead and get with Drew. But what is going to happen when Willow finds out that the man that she put on a pedestal, that she felt was the perfect man that she said saved her, not only kissed her for the first time on the 4th of July, but he's also kissed her mother on the 4th of July, right after her. You know, she's got her daughter spit in her mouth. That's crazy. And then when Willow thinking Drew's such a perfect man, what's going to happen when Willow finds out, bam, he didn't just kiss her mother, he's been doing her mother. And let's face it, when Nina inevitably tells Willow, well, um, I was only with Drew because I wanted to distract him from you. Do you really think that Willow is going to uh, tell her mother, you know what, Mom, I'm I understand you were doing whoopee with Drew to try to stop him from doing whoopee with me to save my marriage, even though, technically none of that mattered because we did it anyway. Um, yeah, he wanted that young stuff. He had the old stuff, which technically Nina's not that old, but because I'm 51, so I can't call anyone in their 50s old. So I'm like, he's like, he just wanted to sample both. He's like, look, I had an opportunity to sample the mother and the daughter, and I said, well, I know, it's my nephew's wife, but I'm just keeping it in the family. That's Drew's motto. That should be Drew's motto when he's running for office. You know, keep families together. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm having a little too much fun with this, but I am going to move on because we know Willow and Nina spent years back when Nina was still Michelle Stafford. They've spent years being bitter enemies and not liking each other. So it is going to be inevitable that uh, they're going to be enemies again because they're probably both going to want Drew. So we've got another situation, and this is another prediction. The same way that I saw Willow was spending a lot of time with Drew, in that it felt like they were romantically pairing them before it became realization. I feel the exact same way about Tracy and Cody. Tracy and Cody have bonded, and they have bonded so much that I am not the only one who's like, is Tracy falling for Cody? Because the way she treated Sasha like she hated her because Sasha was with the man she wanted. She truly made Sasha feel like the help over and over again because I think she wanted her to suffer. And then Tracy kept walking in on them, kissing, about to do something, and she interrupts. So I really do think that, where there's smoke, there's fire. And now that Holly has made Sasha believe that Cody is her cousin, that really opens the door for Tracy and Cody to explore if there's actually something there because they do have this sort of sweet relationship. And she, even in a roundabout way, wanted to offer him money to get, what he wanted, the ranch, whatever it was. And she really appreciated the fact that he turned her down, said he wants to get it himself. And Tracy was in love with Luke, who was a scoundrel, and that's what Cody is. Cody is like a younger version of Luke without the lewd past. So, yeah, I can see Tracy, being attracted to someone who's not necessarily a goody two shoes like Gregory was, and now we've seen with these new writers, Tracy hasn't really been like having all of those feel good moments you used to have. They're there a little bit, but when's the last time, her and Stella had a conversation? When's the last time, she got mad about to blow up and then calm down because Gregory, wanted her to be a better person? So I can see Sasha and Gregory, I'm sorry, Sasha and Cody exploring a relationship. But what's going to happen when if you find out that Holly's a liar and she was just doing what she normally do, lies. And if Tracy and Cody get together and Sasha finds out she's not cousins with with Cody, what does that mean for uh in their relationship if by that time she's pregnant by Michael? So we got a lot of soap drama going on. And the final thing I want to say is the scandal will be revealed, and this will probably cause Drew to lose the election. That way, he can remain in Port Charles and deal with the messy fallout of everything he has going on. The reason why Drew in a storyline cannot win the election is because he has to move to DC if it happens. And if that happens, he won't be on the show no more. So we still got to have him and his little love triangle with Nina and Willow. Sorry, their heads are cut off, but you get the picture. And with that, I would like to say thank you for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the messy affairs happening on General Hospital. Are you finally ready for some soap messy goodness? Because when everybody's happy in a fairy, that means the fairy tale is over, the romance novel is closed. and everybody's bored because they're just doing nothing. But now, with all this messiness, we got lots and lots of drama because soap operas are dramas. And with that, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video.